negative energy reading. Please only take what resonates, leave the rest for the best, on and about the stress. We're going to clear out the energy. So I'm going to light this, bang this charm. So if you've got headphones on, just turn down. So be ready. But when you do hear it, just breathe in, release any negative energy, and put in all positive energy back into your vibrational system. So you're ready? 1, 2, 3. Alright, so before I get into it, I heard Kevin Gates, life ain't gonna be, but it ain't gonna be. But we're on the grind, so we pay them, no, never mind. And then somebody saying, I love you, I love you. And they took a little time. They've had their whole world flipped upside down in the last month. Staying alone, I don't need nobody, but praying to the Lord to send them somebody. For the wrongs, the things they did, I was misguided, seen a lot of never told nobody. Yeah, I'm in love with a fairy tale, even though it hurts, because I don't care. If I lose my mind, I'm already cursed. Nowadays, I cannot find her, but when I do, we'll get a brand new start. She's a fairy tale. So somebody could be thinking that you're a fairy tale. You could be thinking that somebody else is a fairy tale. Somebody could be thinking about you. You could be thinking about somebody else. Just take it all as it resonates. Let's see if the message aligns with the message. But look up Kevin Gates, fairy tale, because Kevin Gates is always somebody that channels the songs. It reminds me of my baby father, Daniel Oakley. Rest in happiness, because he gave you the awakenings, gave you the inner standing to overstand certain situations, people, places and things, enable you to know about partners, paths, journeys, things that you have to go on to understand, to overstand yourself as well as other people. So it says, when I go through deep waters, I will be with you. So you know you had to understand yourself, you had to go through those deep waters. Isaiah 43:2. You had to gain that knowledge, you had to gain that understanding, you had to overstand. That was your wisdom for you to be able to grow and gain the knowledge that you need to become that individual that you need to be able to come to get over certain situations and things. This is the knowledge that they're gaining. They're gaining the knowledge to know that they've gone through situations. They know the world's been flipped upside down. They could have been moving fast and now they've had to take time and stop. They're identifying. They don't need nobody, but they're praying for somebody. They say they don't want people that's around them. There's somebody else that they want. You don't want the people that's around you. There's somebody else that you want. You was misguided. They was misguided. You've been told a lot of so now you've had to identify and go back within. So it says, Lord, I wait for you. You will answer, Lord, my God. So you're waiting for somebody, they're waiting for you, and that's the Most High within inside of us all. We're just trying to find that way, just trying to get into that balance. Psalms 38:15. So everybody's praying, everybody's getting in alignment for the assignment. Psalms 55:7. King James Version. Evening and morning and at noon will I pray and cry loud, and he shall hear my voice. So they're praying, they're crying out loud now. You could be praying and crying out loud for making that person that you're thinking about hear your voice, try to get connected with you. You could be trying to get connected with them, trying to stay positive at this time, stating to yourself, I'm beautiful just the way I am, and reminding yourself constantly to strive and not to be a success, but rather be of value. So you strive to be not of success, but of value. So the more that you read, the more things you will know. The more that you learn, the more places you'll go. So you just be reading, learning, gaining knowledge, gaining wisdom in order for you to go to different places, identifying different understandings of different religions, backgrounds, even within yourself. What makes you different makes you beautiful. So what makes you different, that makes you beautiful. And you make the world a better place. So you make the world a better place at this time. They could be saying what makes you different makes you beautiful. You make me and my world a better place. I see you learning, and as you're learning, I can see you're growing, you're going places. Let's get a mermaid message. It says trust. So you've got that divine trust within inside of yourself. You need to trust within the divine. You need to be trusting within yourself. Get contentment. Get connected with the divine. Stay pure. Stay true to yourself. Speaking your truth. moving within your heart, always identifying and recognizing the things, the people, places around you, but being more content within yourself, being able to speak in what you're feeling, trusting within yourself, trusting that love within yourself, that deep, profound love, trust within the words that you're speaking, trust within the things that you're seeing, because maybe the things that you don't see, you're going to feel that more within inside of your heart, because that flows within inside of your heart chakra, and you have to give yourself gentleness. So you just trust yourself and be gentle within yourself at this time. Let's take one of these, the planet alignments. Let's see what's aligning. What do you need to trust? What's the part that you need to trust in? So you need to, yourself, your faith, your trust, what you value, your resources, so your skills. So trust within the divine, trust within yourself, trust in the balance, and that's the knowledge that you need to gain, the love that you're holding for yourself, the beauty, the things that you're creating, the things that you take and pleasure, what you find joyful, the romance, the relationships, the partners, the connections that you've connected to. Those people be still thinking about you. You're thinking it's a fairy tale. You knew why you met these people. You knew why these people was in your life. Each and everybody's in our life for a reason, some for a season. Some people come back. Love transcends through space and time. In order to get something, you got to go through something. You got to do like Betty White. Got to have this understanding and to identify who you are and your desires, what you're liking, what you're needing, your actions, what you're taking, to the resources that you've used. How did you act or react to the certain situation or the information or the things that you've had? How did you use that? That was in your first house. Was you taking it and taking it for new beginnings? Did you find your opportunities? Was you looking at your individual self? Did you identifying what I need, what I like, the way I'm acting? Or was this person identifying the way they're acting? Are they wanting to be able to take action towards you? They could be wanting to be coming to act and take action towards you. They could be looking at the energy, your energy. You could be looking, and they could have been brought in conflicts towards you. So you had to identify, you had different conflicts. I took my passion. These people came with aggression. These people could be coming with aggression towards you. They could have been aggressive. They could have had some different styles and the way they was working, because it was self-appearances, and they was looking now at different beginnings. And maybe you could looking at a different beginning, and they're looking at a different beginning with you, and identifying that you're my fairy tale. So they've identified this. They're looking at their attitudes and their approach to the way of life. You could be looking at your attitude and your approach to the way of life, or your complete trust in who you are and your dreams, your desires, what you value, your desires to your idolizations of. Or you could be having anxiety. This person you're thinking about now could be having anxiety. They could be having stress, and knowing that they're thinking, oh my gosh, I've been cursed from how long ago now, and I don't care if I lose my mind because I feel already cursed. But they're losing their mind because they need to be able to gain that balance. They need to gain that understanding, because they're in that south node. They need to try and identify all the things that they're needing, what they're wanting to make them things, because they could be feeling anxiety, feeling in trouble. It's because it's being a part of something and it's overwhelming due to the fact of their actions. And it could have been formed for resources. You could be looking at the resources and your actions, and it could be a part of something that's going to be becoming overwhelming. And that's just something that's taking over your thoughts and your feelings, and you've just got to reconsider. You might have to be sympathetic. You could be looking at your mystical parts, so your side of the story, your issues, and you've got to be intuitive. You need to be able to escape. Or you could look at the unrealistic approaches to certain situations and things what was doing. This could have been able to be passive. And this could have been due to the endings. And you could be old enclosures, looking at your spiritual self, taking your solitude. This person could be ending certain things because it's a karma. And that could be old age, and that's like afterlife. So they could be looking at all the things that was hidden and the things that limited them. It's causing them stress and anxiety and trouble now. They're not knowing really what to do. They're having this confusion, because they're in their thoughts and their feelings, and then thoughts and them feelings are taking over them. It's making them feel confused. It could be making you confused. And it's the traction of the pleasures from good times, and that was in Venus. So people was doing due to love and beauty and creation, and they wasn't looking at the things that they was doing due to the fact of they was coming with conflicts. So they could be getting conflicts. You could be feeling contented. Somebody else could be having conflicts. You could have got out of the way to be able to gain your knowledge, your understanding, to be able to be gentle towards yourself, because you're just making the world a better place. You're on a different pattern and a different page Somebody could be wanting to come and take you on a date. They could be getting anxiety and looking at the trouble and wanting to be able to come towards you. Take it all as it resonates. Seduction. So this could have been, somebody could be seduction, attraction and teasing, hooking up on a date. So they could have been looking at the way how they trust. You didn't trust somebody because they was doing a third party. So the trust issues due to a third party could have been coming in. So they got misled by other people. You was misled by other people. Love. Now they're looking at who you are and they're seeing they've got unconditional love for you. And they're looking at you've got that self-love. You could be seeing them, they've got their self-love. They're looking and wanting to become with affections and attractions due to their selfishness that they was doing because of their desires and the actions that they took. They was being seductions because of what they was valuing and the resources that they would have had, or the resources from a third party. So they connected to that and they wasn't looking at the true dreams what they have within inside of them. So now they've had to have a shock because the idolizations of this sudden change. And it's shocking news that's come to them to be a part of something that's overwhelming. So it's a surprise and it's epiphany. Now they've got to go through transformations because they've got to identify themselves. Now they're looking at the systematic approaches and the changes that they had to do, most probably because they was working with groups on conflict and causing instability. They've now had to see, because they will not be, because now they're looking at the sunglasses, so they were looking, watching and seeing people's perceptions about you. So now they're getting anxiety. So they could be watching you and stalking you now because the wrongs they believed, they were so misled. And they've got a lot of shit that was not been told. They ain't even told nobody, so they couldn't tell you about this girl, this snake, because they got charmed or used and enabled boundaries, because they got charmed and used, and it enabled you to hold up your boundaries. You could have got charmed and used and enabled them to put up their boundaries for you to be the butterfly, to cause these self to grow, evolve, and look at the face for your inner healing, for you to get contented and trust within the divine, and just have to release the past. So they could be trusting and getting contented with the divine and looking and wanting to release the past due to the fact of the pleasures of the good times that they was doing, or the pleasures of the good times that you was doing. Take it all as it resonates. Just leave the rest for the best. No bother stress. Right, so it says courage. You have to gain courage and be brave and start taking action, speaking, looking within your third eye, connecting to the divine, being creative within yourself, holding yourself and standing within your power. You have to be brave to do that. They could be being brave now, standing within their power, gaining that courage, wanting to be able to heal their heart. Because now they're healing their heart. I don't know where this card came from. So they got this healing their heart now because of due to toxic addictions and abusive relationship. So they could have been in a toxic, abusive relationship, and now they're looking and trying to ground themselves because they're wanting to be able to come and expect a miracle. They're grounding themselves. They're getting connected to the divine now. They're trying to be creative because they're connecting now with their heart. And now they're connecting to their heart. They're paying attention. And they're still all alone, so they're all alone with they ain't got nobody. But now they're praying for somebody because they're praying. You could be praying for you within your heart. Sorry, a phone call. So everything all happens within divine timing. So timing could just be getting stopped now because you're all alone, just gaining that knowledge, gaining that understanding. So everything's all within divine timing. They've got to release all negative energy, look inside within oneself, and until they're able to be able to turn themselves and get into that inner standing to overstand situations, people, places and things, get their self balanced, get connected with the divine. They're just gaining their grounding. They could be going through their transformations, identifying they're having stress and anxiety. They don't know. They're looking at the actions. They're looking at the idolizations of certain things that they was doing and their values. They're identifying all their values. It's all within divine timing. So they need to be able to look and do a lot of inner child healing. So they've got to do a lot of inner work. There's a lot of inner work within inside there. So they need to identify themselves, do balance. This could be things from childhood. Because if you listen to that song, Kevin Gates, it tells you, life ain't gonna be what it ain't gonna be. So we're on the grind. We pay them no, never mind. Yeah, it's fairy tales. It tells you he got molested when he was younger. There were certain things that he identified. He went through. He's served certain people. He went to certain places. He had certain relationships. He's gone through certain things. This could be a divine feminine, a divine masculine, coming to tell you all these things. You could be divine feminine, a divine masculine. Take it all as it resonates. But they're just trying to do that inner work. They're gaining that grounding. They're gaining that courage to trust in the universe. to be able to gain that understanding, to be able to understand, to gain that insight, to be able to gain success, to be able to gain that wisdom, to be able to get that fulfillment, to be able to come for these new beginnings. But you need to be able to gain that balance, to be able to come to give that partnership, so you can do these expansions and be working together and collaborating, to have that comfort and stability, to get rid of any conflict or stress, and make sure that you're aligned for the assignment. So they're just getting alignment for the assignment because they're seeing the shock, that shocking, the sudden changes, shocking news, the surprises, the epiphany, and the transformations that they've got to be able to take, because that's inner healing. For you to be able to forgive and have inner standing, you've got to be able to inner standing within the heart. You've got to be connected to the divine and be balanced and be pure and seeing things with your clear eyes and knowing what's going on, because that's part of that spiritual growth. It's that true growth within inside you, and it's a composure. You may need to gain composure. You may need to gain your balance. They need to be able to gain balance, to be able to connect to the divine, to gain that understanding, to be able to put the sword down. So any heartache, hurt and pain that you got, you're putting it down. You just gain that composure. You're gaining your balance. Oh, to be able to come and do gentleness, because somebody could have been trying to do magic. They could be trying to be doing magic, to pray, to be able to come towards you. They could be looking at their shadow side of life, to have all this understanding. So they could be having conflict, instability, going through heartache. They're having confusions. You see the dog barking. They're all up in their mind. They're all in their thoughts. They're in their feelings. They're getting this activation, having that true conflict within themselves. Because they're asking and telling. They say they could be asking and telling the spirits. It's getting asking and telling. They could be working with people, and people would have been asking and telling them things, but they wasn't listening to their self. So they was listening from one side to the other side. You could be asking and telling. So now they're looking at the things from their heart, and they could be asking and telling themselves what's going on, because it's self-doubt and hope. You could be asking and telling yourself. You could be having self-doubt and hope. This could be causing you stress, causing you conflicts and instability, making you feel emotional and asking that, hope. So you're praying to the Most High Lord now and waiting from the Lord for the answers. You're thinking how, because they're asking, you're asking, and they're feeling vulnerable, and they're empathy. So now they're feeling vulnerable. You could be feeling vulnerable and have empathy for these, because they've gained great understanding to be able to overstand, because they've gone through certain things. They could be having empathy. I wanted to travel towards you. They could be getting that higher understanding. You could have empathy because you got higher understanding to overstand the things, because you've identified through the things that you've gone through life, through the relationships. And this could be like cross-cultural things that you've understood through different religions, different backgrounds, different learning ethics. So you've got that understanding to overstand these things, because you looked at the romance and the love affairs from other people, or the friendships and the family members that you upholded and had. You know how to play. You know how to be creative. They was trying to be creative, and they was playing, and they've grew up self-doubts, because that was fidelity and that was fertility. So they could have been being stressed and doubts, and they could have had fertility. They could be telling you they've got childlike spirit, or because of childlike issues, or they've had a child and they're looking at the joy now, or how to be able to come and bring you joy and bring this self-expression towards you, because they're looking at the drama and they're feeling drama. They could be having drama. Somebody could be self-expressing towards them and having conflicts and bringing instability and causing stress, heartache, hurt and pain towards them, due to the fact that there was in their ego. You could have been in your ego. That's looking at the life forces and the consciousness now. So they're gaining that energy. It could be you, could be in your masculine energy. This could be a divine masculine. Now they're asking themselves, identifying how, thinking, looking at the reasons, looking at the intellect as to why, what, where, when, the movements they made, the movements you made, the things that they expressed, or the expressions that you expressed to them, or they expressed to you. And they could be looking at the transportation, or they could have expressed and took a time away, so you could not be around them, and their communication skills are not connected. So this is now linking to their nervous system and their brain, so they're looking at the respiratory functions and getting that connection. So they're having that stress. It's causing heartache, hurt and pain, causing instability, because it's growth and it's pain with growth. So when you grow in, it's not easy. It's always something that causes you stress, but then you've got to have to relax, and you've got to get contentment to be able to get that activation, to get that understanding, so you can move from these things, to continuously keep growing on your path, to gain your knowledge, because so you can grow with the romance that you love. They can come towards you, so they could be connecting towards you. They could be feeling you now, because they're praying for somebody to come towards them, and they didn't want you to come towards them, because they was going on like they didn't care. But now they're losing their mind. They're in that knowledge now because they're acknowledging they can't find her. But when they do, they would look for a brand new start. So they're coming for that brand new start. They're looking for that activation because they're getting discomfort and they're in resentment. You could be feeling discomfort and in resentment. Now they're planning the destiny because they see when they come, they want that brand new start. They can see that you're that fairy tale. You could be their fairy tale. Take it all as it resonates. Leave the rest for the best. No bother stress. Right, I won't want to get no tarot. Well, let's just get 2 tarot, see if we can see all lots of Hierophant. So, they could be having judgment taking place at this time. They're in court proceedings. You could be in court proceedings. Higher ups are looking at this. The spiritual team, the ancestors, the guardian angels, all up in their mind, giving him that judgment. So they've got judgment taking place. You could be this Queen of Swords. They could be in their Queen of Swords modes. They could be standing strong within their power, ready to communicate, thinking, oh yeah, but they're in the 8 of Swords because they're having all conflict and instability. They're in their mind, they're in their thoughts because of the doubts. Because they want to be able to take the 6 wants to be able to come and travel towards you, but they're looking and identifying, looking at the people in around them. They could be having something to say, causing them conflicts, instabilities, because they want to be able to gain victory. So they could be gaining victory over this Hierophant, over this judgment that's taking place, and then they're coming to travel towards you. But they know that you're the Queen of Swords, and they just got ready, because they could be feeling like they're unsure. They could be gaining knowledge and wisdom, and they could be looking back at information. They could be coming with information towards you, even though they're feeling stressed, but they're coming and traveling towards you, because they're coming like the King of Swords, even though you're the Queen of Swords. So you could be identifying and wondering, stress and conflicts, but I'm coming, but I'm still standing strong within my power, with the Knight of Pentacles. So this person could be coming towards you, to come and offer you with a gift. Even the horse is thinking, Lord God, how are we going to do this? We're going to go, but we're going to take some action because we've got a lot to say. So this person could be coming in to speak. They're going to try and be pure, but they're acting within their self. They could be acting within their heart chakra. They're moving, they're trying to be creative at the same time. Even the horse is trying to be creative, asking like, how are we going to do this? The horse is taking action, but the horse is not even holding on to the rein, it's holding on to this pentacle. So they could be coming with a gift towards you. Please take it all as it resonates. Leave the rest for the best. No bother stress. So let's see what's in my bag. Stays out my bag, but it did say 80s baby. You're a big deal. So if you're an 80s baby, you're a big deal to these divine feminines, masculines. No longer taking any no's for an answer. So they're not going to be taking their no's for an answer. You could be not taking no no's for an answer. So they're coming in and they're thinking, oh, I'm not taking no for an answer, so I'm coming to give you this gift. I've got something towards you. So let's see what's in my bag. Stays out my bag. Because what's in my bag stays out my bag. It's knowledge, wisdom, inner standing to withstand. So any little thing that can help, enable, support and assist you on this path. It says Ephesians 4:9, change your feelings, change your mind. He went up first, went down into the lower parts of earth, our mind. So they're changing their thoughts, changing their mind. Be. So be ready, see and blind, hear and deaf. So they could have been seeing blind and hearing deaf. They wasn't aware, and now they're identifying and recognizing. I recognize your energy. So now they're identifying and recognizing your energy, because they're just feeling rough. Now their backs against the wall. What do they hold on to? The Most High, Kevin Gates. They're in their Kevin Gates mode. So now that's Kevin Gates, back against the wall. Their backs against the wall. Now they're thinking, what am I going to hold on to? I got nobody, but I need somebody. So God, send me somebody. Just wishing you love from far. So look, sending you love from far. So they're wishing and they're needing somebody. Wishing and sending you love from far. Lovers with the eye beams, twin flames, entwine, and two become prisoners to one, and after twin flames. So this is your twin flame. They're wanting unity, balance. They're coming towards you. They are their fairy tale. Life ain't gonna be what it ain't gonna be. So it's coming. Because it's telling y'all those wrongs. They believe they was misguided. They seen a lot of ish, and they ain't told nobody. So they're coming back to tell you a lot of this stuff. So they got loads to speak, because they've been Hierophant. Now they're in judication. They're in judgment taking place towards them. Now they're looking, identifying and recognizing, because they had the chance and the opportunity to do it. Now they're Bex. You left them right behind. So they had the chance, the opportunity, the becks, you left them behind. Now they're coming traveling towards you because they're thinking, oh my gosh, oh me, I gotta do this. Harm, physical. Right, this way. The dove was protectors you from a lack of peace and stability. So those who betrayed, wronged you, they're all looking back and seeking back that true peace to gain back stability for peace and hope and a need for a new beginning and realization over conflict for new beginnings after overcoming adversity, enduring wisdom. So now they're overcoming this adversity, they're enduring their wisdom, they're gaining their knowledge, gaining their understanding. That was the adversity, they're overcoming that. They're coming and they're starting to travel now to take their wisdom to be able to come to speak towards you now, because they're looking on you and that's you, that this is within you now, because they was having harm and stress and physical threats and theft. So they could be coming and telling you they've had stress, people have stole from them, and now they're looking, they've had attacks, they was even having cyber attacks as well as spiritual, all through their awareness. So they can see now they was having stress and conflicts. Now they're looking to be able to gain that relaxation because they was having all these self-doubts, and they're looking to practice and secure yourself. They see that you're secure within yourself. You're like the raven, you're that queen of swords, you're fully secure. And now they're led for transformation, for a change of wisdom, intelligence, led for that change of transformation, because they have paths. And now they're looking at the two parts, and it's often with the opposite meanings. That's duality. So they're looking at the above, the left, the right. Now they're identifying all of this, and that's purity of your good spirit. So now they're looking at you and your good spirit, because they can feel that within their heart. That's with their twin flame. They're feeling that within their mind, body, and spirit. The spirit was in their heart, mind, thoughts. Don't let it ride you. Can't be corrupted. So you knew that your mind and your thoughts, you can't let it ride you. It can be corrupted because it make you change your thoughts, your feelings, make you react in certain specific ways. They took the bait. They thought they had that shit hooked. So they took the bait, they thought they had that shit hooked. I don't like it, not accepting. So you might not like it, you're not accepting. They're bullish. Looking inwards. Do I want it? So you've got to look inwards now, because you might be saying, I'm not accepting it. Are you looking inwards? You're saying, I'm not accepting it. Do I really want that? Big moves, big change. So you could be having to take big moves, big changes. They could be coming to take big moves, big changes to gain success and victory. They become comfortable with their death at a specific moment in time. When it was time, and felt able to leave family to take the stress out, the old system. The bridge is love. They wanted to be alive. They was hurt. So they're coming now and going to tell you, oh my gosh, I was vexed. I want to take out on other people, and it was all because of family, and then it's come and makes up the system. So we're about to go to court, and now we've dropped the bridge. It was love, so they wanted to be able to be alive. So they looked at the situations and things, and now they're hurt. So they're coming, standing with passion, but still looking like they've still got their soul. Because raw, trust and lightning, or thunder, protecting hands. So you knew that thunder had to take place because it was protecting hands. It was protecting your hands. It was protecting you. There's that snake. What's the word? What we doing? So they could be coming saying, what's the word? What we're doing? You could be saying, what's the word? What we're doing? The world is watching, seeing in all four corners. So the world's watching, they're seeing you, you're being seen in all four corners of the earth. Take me up, take me down, 'cause I wanna cuddle. Now they're coming to tell you, I wanna cuddle with you, baby. They want you, they need you in their life. When I came to the Torah for the good news of the Messiah, and a door was opened to me by the Adam. So they're coming to the good news now. They want you to be able to open the door, because they see that they're coming with good news towards you. They want you to open that door. You're that true divine one. 2:12, 2 Corinthians. Fish, the Most High symbol, guiding minds beyond limitations. So you're just that fish who's guiding their mind beyond the limitations of what they thought. Now they're asking and they're coming to tell. Pull a card from the Wisdom Oracle deck. Oh wow. Had to find the deck, but someone wanting rejuvenation with you. They want to be able to come back and reignite something with you. Right. Oh, flip's sake. So time for a nap. Somebody could be taking time. They could be gaining harmony, wanting to gain comfort. I can't even get it. They're looking a bit for communities. They could be working with corporations, so they could be looking and gaining harmony because they're in Hierophant. They're looking to be able to take a new life, to come and co-create. They could be wanting to come and co-create with you. You could be having your new life, co-creating with the universe and saying it's time to go. You've had to go. They could be time to go to come and co-create with you and gain that new life. And they're asking why. You could be asking why. They could be asking why. You could be gaining knowledge, gaining understanding. Why? You could gain comfort and stability. You get determination to be able to move. This could be why to the home and family and roots. This could be just gaining balance and having that understanding to overstand situations, people, places and things. You could be coming back and you could be asking them why. But it's the fates. So just allow time to take its place and continuously keep on moving forward. When you think of me, I'm also thinking of you. I miss you, boo. So that's what they're saying.